So on one occasion, the Prime Minister and President Xi were standing quite far apart. Then there was the occasion where they were standing quite close to each other. So is it bye-bye or bye-bye, or is it something in the middle? Whatever it is, the fact is there is a huge amount of speculation, suspense and tension over these two leaders who control the two of the world's largest armies that are currently massed against each other along the eastern Ladakh frontier. Both are nuclear powers. Both are countries armed to the teeth with weapons of mass destruction capable of triggering a truly global conflict. And those two leaders are currently sharing a stage in Samarkand as we speak. But as expected, there has been no bilateral meeting between President Xi and Prime Minister Modi so far. There are 2 hours left at the summit today. So will it happen at the last minute is the big question. The two leaders shared the same stage for the first time since the Ladakh standoff began in 2020. The bonhomie of the past, and there has been so much bonhomie between these two leaders in Mahabalipuram, in Ahmedabad, in Wuhan. It's been replaced now by icy cold stares and cold shouldering. Their eyes haven't even really met. Geeta Mohan with this story that everyone's talking about.
Over 2 years since the world's biggest military standoff between India and China began in 2020, Prime Minister Modi shared the stage with Chinese President Xi Jinping. And the tension was palpable. There were no handshakes, no smiles, no pleasantries exchanged. Just a cold, hard look straight into the cameras. The icy interaction was in stark contrast to the last two Modi-Xi meetings. In 2019, when the two leaders met in Tamil Nadu's famed sculpture town, Mahabalipuram, there were handshakes galore. The two leaders even sipped coconut water together. The Modi-Xi bonhomie was at an all-time high in 2014 when the Chinese president visited Ahmedabad. The image of the two world leaders on a swing on the Sabarmati riverfront went viral. Much has changed since then. While the recent disengagement of Indian and Chinese troops from Gogra Hot Springs in eastern Ladakh is being seen as an indicator that there could be room for a thaw in the India-China relationship, New Delhi's focus remains on disengagement and de-escalation from remaining friction points return to the April 2020 status quo.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi Jinping have come a long way. From reporting about the bromance, the bonhomie between the two leaders, to the cold chill of the India-China border areas now having trickled down to the leadership's body language here at the SCO Summit in Samarkand, clearly shows that it will take a long time for the relationship, the cold relationship between India and China to thaw. In Samarkand, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
Gaurav, maybe an hour or so left at the SCO Summit. There's theoretically speaking, there's possibly still a chance for some kind of a brief pull aside. But like you've been reporting, if the two leaders, Modi and Xi, do meet, it's a big headline. If they don't meet, it's an even bigger headline. What are you hearing?
Shiv, if they don't meet, it's a bigger headline. And usually, if there is a summit without adequate preparation on ground, it's actually loss of face. Now, if there is a meeting, it actually benefits the Chinese President Xi Jinping, who's in the line of global, fire, not just for what's happening at the line of actual control or COVID-19, but also for Chinese activities around Taiwan Straits. So, it is Xi who's looking for a leg up ahead of the Congress in Beijing, where he's looking for an unprecedented third term, wants to be second only to Mao Zedong in China. So that's his aim. Now, if he were to shake hands with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it's a big achievement for him at this stage. But should that not happen, it's India expressing displeasure and making it very clear, like External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has repeatedly said, if there is tension at the line of actual control, unless there is peace and tranquility at the borders, India-China relationship cannot move forward, cannot get back on an even keel. That's the message that India is sending across. And Shiv, you know better, Chinese disengagement from PP-15 after China had said they will not disengage because PP-15 remains extremely crucial, is an indication that China realizes its game plan hasn't succeeded the way it wanted.